everybody? Welcome to the episode of Political Street. I'm your community ambassador, Mr. Robert J. Anderson. I'm going to give my disclaimer first, all right? So, Political Street is not a politically endorsing podcast. We are here for information purposes only. On Political Street, I interview business owners, community leaders, and elected officials, all right? So, with that being said, I got a young man. He probably don't remember this, man, but I remember we was like about, you had to be about 5, 6. It's like 2008 or something like that, man. But your mom came to my store. Yeah, walking down the hallway or whatnot. So she said, yeah, he liked to play ball. So I challenged you back then, you know what I mean? But we'll talk about that later on. But anyway, y'all, I got my young hog out here, man. Is Isaiah Thomas, man. How you doing, man? You good?
I'm doing good.
All right.
I'm doing good. I appreciate you for having me on.
Come on, man. You know what it is, man. So what I like to do first is let people get a background of who you are and to where we are now. All right.
Okay.
All right. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Acres, Texas.
Okay. All right.
Acres, catching the 44 Metro every day in the 40, especially coming down here. This is my safe haven right here, my stomping ground.
Yeah. Well, so right now we're in the Fundy gym, man. It's my, as much as I hoop, I never came to the Fundy. Isn't that weird? But anyway. So when you grew up, was mom and dad at home or just mom?
Just my mom's, my pops was around. He had a barbershop in the local area, in the neighborhood or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So, my father had a barbershop that was in the community. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of like a safe haven for the community and just a place for me to go and just get game and whatnot. So just going to that barbershop, man, was my way of being able to learn the hood. You know what I'm saying? Was my way of being able to navigate throughout the hood and just learn my history.
Gotcha. All right. So, what high school did you attend?
I went to W.I.P.O, but I graduated from Aldine Senior High School.
Okay, I know that you're the Mustang. Okay, yeah. All right, that's how we click, man. All right, good deal, man. So after high school, where was Isaiah? What happened to you?
Well, actually, the transition from high school to college, it wasn't so great, but I still made it. I got a full ride.
When you say transition, like what you mean? Like you weren't ready, or what you mean?
Yeah, I wasn't ready. Just like any other kid from the inner city public school area that don't really have direction. Just coming from Acres home and then transferring and going to Aldine and switching school districts and not really, having educational direction to be ready for college or whatnot, and I had to learn everything on my own. So
that happens a lot in our community. Because I had the same issue, not really being ready for college. I just went there and just, man. Anyway, we just about you. All right, so gotcha. All right. So when you transitioned to college, which ones you attend?
I first got my first LOI to Seminole State in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking I'm finna be the star of the team or whatnot. I had expectations going into, but we took an exit test, the math tax test. Mm-hmm. So my teacher knew I was the star player at the school.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't want to put on blast. I mean, what's statute of limitation? We don't want to get a
I go to class and she make me go take my test in ISS, separate from the whole class because she ain't want nobody helping me. Mm-hmm. So I take my test in ISS. I finish the test or whatever. I get to school. When I get to college, I make the team. Everything is good. But right before the season starts, she messages me. I mean, not messages me. The coach asked me to come to the office. Mm-hmm. And I go to the office and, he tells me that the NCAA says I'm ineligible because I don't have my exit test for math. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I know I took the test, so what's going on? So it was a whole little situation. I had to go back to school and retake a test. So that kind of discouraged me from even going back to school. And when I did end up going back to school, I got a chance to go to Southeastern Illinois, my second opportunity to go to college, and that's kind of where I changed my life in Illinois.
Gotcha, man. But I know, the transition, it's cold up there, man. We from Texas, man. How was it?
I mean,
how was it?
When it's like when you from the hood, you just want to get out the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just go somewhere and try to make something out yourself. You know what I mean? So I didn't care where I went. I ain't care hot, cold, snow, storm. It ain't matter. I just wanted to play basketball.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. I seen some of your tape. Well, I didn't know how extensive you trained. So were you training like that before you got to the pro league, or you went to just start practicing like that after the fact?
Nah, I've been training like this since middle school. I never really had direction, so I was always just trying to figure out how to get on the court. And I was on B team, 7th grade, 8th grade, so that kind of gave me extra motivation to make the 9th grade A team and be able to play on varsity my sophomore year all the way to my senior year. And yeah, man, I always just studied martial arts, and so I kind of just thought of myself as like a sensei of basketball, so to speak, because I studied martial arts and I took the elements from martial arts and put it into my basketball game. Gotcha.
Yeah, it makes sense though, man, because with martial arts, it's about movement. You know what I'm saying? About discipline. So I can see that. Right. That makes sense. So after college, and what happened? What was I saying?
After college, I ended up getting my first opportunity to go to Nicaragua. Nicaragua, Managua.
Had you been out of the country before that?
Nah, never. Wow. So I went from straight riding the metro bus, catching planes, and living in other countries, third world countries and stuff. So yeah, that was my first opportunity. I took a $250 job to Nicaragua. Turned $250 into $2,500, turned $2,500 into $5,000, and made a career out of it.
That's what's up, man. Now, Nicaragua, the main language is Spanish, man. So, ¿tú hablas español?
Yeah. Me habla español poquito.
Okay, all right. I actually they speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay,
I haven't been brushing up, but I still remember some of the basics.
Yeah, they say if you don't use it, you lose it.
That's true. That's true, but it'll come back around.
So how was the culture out there? Were you like is it like Caribbean down like us, or is it more?
The Belizean island is more like the Caribbean. Nicaragua is kind of like Galveston. It's kind of like Galveston.
Gotcha.
But it has like little hood colonies though.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they got like little hoods that got huts and stuff like that, and then you have different populations. You know, so you got the middle class, then you have your upper class, and then you have your lower class. Just like anywhere.
That makes sense though, man. Yeah, interesting. So, but how was it adjusting though, man? Like, you away from home, you're not with the family members, and
I mean, it wasn't really no adjusting. I mean, because I went to college out of state, so just going to school out of state for 5 years. I mean, it prepared me for what I was headed to. Gotcha. To be able to live overseas.
Gotcha. So. You say you were training. Did you have a agent out there?
No, I didn't have no agent.
Really?
I learned how to articulate myself. I learned how to create relationships. I learned how to handle my own business just by like going to college and having to maneuver through college and do my own admissions paperwork and get into college by myself. So just doing all of those things prepared me to just be able to represent myself and take care of myself.
That's
be
rare,
self-sufficient.
Man. That's rare, man, but I respect that because, man, for you to pick up and then go somewhere else, a whole other country, man, everybody don't do that, man. You're a rarity, you know what I mean? Right. So, all right, so how long did you play pro ball?
I played from 2016 up until 2020, so 4 years. 4
years, all right. So why after 2020, did you retire? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I ended up getting into a car accident November 14th, 6:30 in the morning. On I believe it was a Friday or a Saturday. Yeah, no, it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. I know when stuff like that happened to you, try to figure out like why. Well, I know with me when I had my accident, I almost I actually should be dead, but from that Popeye's chicken, how I was eating it, and I threw up so hard that I ruptured my esophagus and punctured my lung. So I was bleeding internally for 30 minutes and didn't even know it.
Man, that's crazy.
It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, but what that showed me was that when it's your time to go, you're going. But when you don't go, I mean, you still got purpose.
Right.
And that purpose is why you're here now. That's why we're talking about, you know what I mean? So, Watch It Pay Off. Tell me how Watch It Pay Off came around, man.
I mean, from basically, man, just catching the bus and having to come up here. Honestly, because I wanted to be a professional basketball player, but I didn't know how to be a professional. So, and another thing that ties into that, like when I was a kid, my father brought me up here, and this is kind of like his stomping ground. So, in order to be able to get to know my father without him like raising me, I came up here. So this is kind of why I came to learn about my dad, and just learning about my father up here, I learned about myself, and I learned how to find myself and turn myself into something else. And so that's kind of where Watch It Pay Off comes from, because I was able to turn myself into something nobody thought I could become.
Yeah.
And I watched it pay off by just putting in all the work, having faith, and just earning my respect, earning my name.
Gotcha. That's what's up, man. Yeah, you and I, we got linked up. That was the end of 2023 or 2024. I'm getting old,
it may have been 2023.
Yeah, I think it was toward the end or whatnot. Yeah, I think it was toward the end.
I did that Christmas event.
Yeah. So Isaiah's mom called me. She said, "Hey, where you at?" I said, "I'm at the bank." "Well, what's up?" So she said, "Hey, pull up." So I pulled up, man, and Isaiah was out there giving out free toys to the kids, man. I said, you know what? I can respect that, because I do the annual tree light Lakers home every year, but my thing is to make sure it's important to the kids after me, you know what I mean? And so that's why I came to help you. If I had more toys, I would have gave them to you, you know what I'm saying? But I respect what you're doing, you know what I mean? And so how can so I see you got some paraphernalia too, man. So explain what your hats and stuff mean. I see a young man on the shirt right here too.
Well, first of all, this is Haji Thomas. He's from Studewood. He's from Acres Home, representing Studewood at Booker T, Washington. Guy who used to score 50 points, 40 points in high school. Ended up going to college and stuff like that. He actually wore the number 2 in college, and I had the opportunity to wear number 2 on the big stage in the pros, and just represent all of us in our hood and everything. So that's why he recently passed. So that's I put his face on the shirt, man. We represent him always. Make sure that we speak his name and sing his name. As far as the paraphernalia though, this is my brand. This logo right here means king in Chinese. It's the first symbol in the meaning Yahweh is salvation, which interprets to God is salvation. But yeah, man, the logo it was actually tatted on me in 2018 when I got my name tatted in Japanese, and I ended up going to China 2019, and a translator told me that the first symbol meant king in Chinese. So I thought that was cool that he spotted that and pointed that out. Then I got on a plane back from Greece and ran into a kid, told me to let the window down. I said, all right, cool. I let the window down. We started talking. I said, man, what you do? He said he was a graphic designer. So I said, man, I might need you to create me a logo one day. So he said, okay. We talked for like an hour. He drew something up. He sent me the same exact logo that was tatted on my arm, man. So I just thought it was an omen. I thought it was already written.
You have to help for a reason. Yeah. That's what's up, man. So Watch It Pay Off now. What's the mission statement? What's your goal of pushing W.I.P.O forward?
To push it forward, man, is just to be able to get in the community, create morale in the community, and help the youth. Show the youth that anything is possible when you put your mind to it, and you break those barriers that are in your mind, so that you can break barriers in life. That's how you watch it pay off.
Gotcha. That makes sense, man. Makes a lot of sense, man. So, are you still trying to play basketball? I know they got other kind of leagues that you can get into. Are you just kind of trying to put it to the side?
I put my 20,000 hours in, man. I think it's just God, like you said. We have a purpose, and things happen for a reason. So I feel like my purpose is to share my experience with the youth, and because there's other kids that come from Acres Home, there's other kids that come from like the ghetto, you know what I'm saying, that don't have no type of direction.
That's true.
It's cats still to this day that's scared to come to this gym and just come up here and hoop and just earn an opportunity or try to earn their name.
Why do you think that's so, man? That's kind of strange. I mean, even though like I said, I've been hooping. I mean, I heard about the point. I just never came here. You know what I'm saying? But what I think it is that people are a little intimidated to come down here or scared, afraid.
I mean, that's kind of a deep question because it's all stems on how you raise. You know what I'm saying? And most kids don't have a man in their life. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed to be able to have men in the gym, men everywhere that I went that who knew my father. You know what I'm saying? So I show mad love to my father for just being a stand-up guy because everywhere I went, you know what I'm saying, I was a representation of him and people looked out for me just because my father was a stand-up guy. So back to your question, why dudes be afraid or anything like that? It's pressure. You know, and when you like I said, when you don't have direction, when you're not taught how to deal with pressure, you shy away from that pressure because you like to be in your comfort zone. True. I never wanted to be I'm not comfortable right now just with this. I want to be better. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time being in this gym in a long time just because it made me like uncomfortable to be in here because I couldn't put work in. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't. It just didn't feel right. It got a different smell to the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I step in, it's like this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah. So to have a dog on the chain is.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It's just like that.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So how can people find you? How can they get some merchandise, man? How can they support you? If I know what your hooks are, you know.
You can find me at W.I.P.O Youth Development. That's our nonprofit youth development program. We have a event coming up June 14th. It's a gun violence event. Make a shot instead of taking shots. Gun violence awareness event for the youth. We're working on putting that together. You can find me at HTX_It Factor. That's my Instagram. Or you can go to Watch It Pay Off Instagram.
Gotcha, man. So like I say, man, I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm here to support you wherever I can. You know what I mean? I'm a phone call away. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Nah, you know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. Y'all need to make sure and go to my website at PoliceStreet.com. So PoliceStreet.com. Get these t-shirts, man. I'm on Instagram, YouTube at Politically Street, and Facebook at Politically Street, y'all. So until next time, y'all.
Hey, Sam.
Peace out.
Definitely want to give a shout out to Politically Street, man. That's one of the coldest names you can have. Because we out here in these streets, but these politics is trickling down, so it's all intertwined, man. So we got to figure out how to work it the way we want. So shout out to Politically